Here's what's crazy. While you've been using ChatGPT, Google quietly built something that is 10 times more powerful. And right now, most people have literally no idea that this exists. And if you haven't heard, Google just released Gemini 3. And here they say that this is our most intelligent AI model. And what that means, or whether that is true, is something that we will dive into in this video. But here it says our most intelligent AI model that brings any idea to life, which is a big claim. Introducing our most intelligent model yet with state-of-the-art reasoning to help you learn, build, and plan anything. So we're going to put that to the test. You have the stuff it can do, so it can complete everyday tasks, it can solve complex problems, and it can discover the right model for what you need. As always, there are some benchmarks right here. So it compares humanity's last exam, it compares the coding abilities. If we scroll down, search, code execution. So there's all the benchmarks right here. But instead of getting into those, what I would like to do is, number one, I want to show you something here. So what I did is I said, create a game of Snake. And I did this in Gemini 3 in Google AI Studio. I went to Lovable as well, so we'll be able to compare the two. And I also ran this in Claude Code on my, or within Cursor right here, so we'll be able to compare the three. And here this is saying open index.html to view this, so let's just do that. So I'll open that up there as well. And let's see what Gemini 3 created. So immediately one thing I've been noticing is, like with the videos I've seen by other creators and testing this out for a bit, is that out of the box, Gemini 3 does or creates stuff that looks nicer. And it might be the case here as well. So we have the controls right here. And if we hit start game, I'm testing this out with the keys. And it seems to... Okay, so we can touch the walls there. Okay, so out of the box, I mean, I like the black design, the blue snake, and I think... No, we can't change that, but that could also be something we do. It also gave me the ability to, as you can see right here, to change the theme, I guess. So let's say underwater coral reef. Let's say a new age cyberpunk theme. Hit generate theme. Saying dreaming here. Let's see if this updates the theme. And again, this wasn't something that I mentioned, but nice. Okay, so we got the purple-ish styled theme. We have the score, best. So there's a lot of interpretation, a lot of creativity that goes into this. If I look at what Lovable gave me, let's hit start game. I mean, it is a game of Snake, I guess. So it is working as expected. I can also, here saying press space to start or restart, but space is not doing anything as I'm testing this. So that is not working out of the box. If I look at what Claude Code generated, it's saying use arrow keys or WASD to control this thing. So let's hit start game. And yeah, this is working as expected immediately out of the box. So immediately all games seem to be working. Just the one in Lovable had an issue with the keyboard shortcut. So not a big deal. But let's just go to Google AI Studio again. Let's go to start. Let's go to create something else. And I'm going to say, build me a landing page for my AI automation agency. I want great design, focusing on 2 to 3 main colors, with the main call to action being book a call. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to go to Lovable as well. And let's go to the dashboard. Let's create a new project. Same thing, paste that in there. And I'm also going to start a new Claude Code project as well within Cursor, so we can test this out. So let's do that. GitHub, let's do landing page YouTube video. And I'll start Claude Code here. And let's just paste in the command right there. I'm not giving it any planning abilities. I'm just saying sort of get up and go. Let's close Snake right here. So Lovable's doing its thing. This seems to not be doing its thing. So let's try this again. Hit build. And yeah, let's give this a second until it finishes. So in the meantime, one thing I wanted to point out for you as a business owner or as someone that runs automations is also the ability to use Gemini 3 within N8N. So if we go here, and then we type in Google Gemini, and let's say, for example, message a model. In my list here, if I type in 3, as you can see, we have the different models, right? The one I'm looking for is this one, Gemini-3-Pro preview. And as far as I know, to use this, you need to have a paid account within the Google AI Studio. So let's try this out. Let's say, okay, what's the meaning of life? And if you haven't connected that, all you need to do is just go in here, click create new credential, and then you can paste in your API key. And if you need more information, you can always open up the docs. This will explain exactly what you need to do in order to establish that connection. So here, this is taking its time, but it did output this right here. Interestingly enough, we also get this thought signature. Not quite sure how you would use that, but this is the answer that it gave. We also got the chime there from Lovable, so we'll play around with that in a second. But here, it is giving us quite a detailed sort of answer. Is the ultimate open-ended query. There is no single scientifically proven or universally agreed upon answer, which is, I mean, fine, fantastic. It's going into a few, I guess, interesting thoughts as well. Instead of asking what is the meaning of life, implying there is one universal answer for everyone, ask what is the meaning in life. Most people find that meaning comes from a mix of connection, purpose, growth. So yeah, it took my deep question and went even deeper, I think. So this is how you can connect Gemini 3 within an A10. In addition to just using this node like this on its own, you could also, if you wanted to, go to AI agent, and then for chat model, you can connect to Google Gemini chat, and then you should be able to find that there as well. So there is Gemini 3 Pro preview. So you can use this directly as a tool or as the brain within an agent right here. So either this or this, both would work. Now, going back here, transform your business with AI automation. We help businesses streamline operations, reduce costs, and scale faster with cutting-edge AI automation solutions. All right. One thing I notice here is if you've been using Lovable for a bit, there is this sort of default themed, the same structure, the same sort of buttons, the same 6 boxes. It's not a big thing, and obviously you can change that, but out of the box, it is something that sort of you, I guess, tend to get used to the more you use this sort of software when it comes to Lovable, sometimes with Bolt as well. So it's not necessarily a bug, it's just more a feature of these tools. If we look at what AI Studio generated, so it used the blue gradients here. I like how it highlighted or sort of changed this intelligent automation, whereas here we have AI automation. So maybe I like to focus more on intelligent, accepting new clients for Q4. Great. So I guess it's also factoring in the date or the time of the year we are in. Book a strategy call, view demo. So this doesn't take us anywhere. But if I click book a strategy call, we have full name, email, company, and what are you looking to automate, which is fantastic. Over here, if I hit schedule a call, I mean, yeah, open phone. So for some reason, it's thinking that I will place a call directly to the agency owner, I guess, which is a bit weird, but yeah. So this is, yeah, Lovable. So out of the box, this would be more production ready, I guess, than the other one. We have services, we have process. So leading us to some 404 pages, which is fine because we didn't specify anything. But if we go back here, case studies, nothing. Okay, so if we look at this here, let's see, are there any other pages? Services, about us, contact, no. So what if we take this one step further and say for Lovable, I'm going to say for the services, about us, and contact us page, build additional pages for each of these. Ensure that the correct linking is happening. For Google AI Studio, let's refresh this page. Page not found. Go to build, let's go back to your apps. Let's open this back up. Okay, I'm going to say for the services, process, and case studies, can we link to additional pages that you create? Same with view demo. Same with view demo. Hit enter. And yeah, one interesting thing is that you need to hit command and enter on a Mac in order for that to sort of go through. Okay, so I'll create dedicated pages. In the meantime, let's see what Claude Code has generated right here. So if we look at the work that was done right here, create a professional landing page for your AI automation agency at this page. Open this up. Okay, I mean, in this case, I would say this is pretty basic. So I've scheduled a call. If it call us now, this is trying to open the phone. So yeah, with no guidance, this is pretty basic. So I'm going to say that this is very, very basic. I'm expecting something that's more production ready, more professional. And what's the plan to do this? So in this case, let's give it a bit more power, change to plan mode. And again, we're testing something out of the box, right? So in this case, I would say that Gemini had the best output out of all three. So now success stories. Look, I mean, I like the sort of profile picture, or where the profile picture would go. This is still doing its thing. This is still doing its thing. If we look at Claude Code, this wants to look at the web. So it's interesting that this is, now that we added plan mode and sort of, I said I'm expecting something that's more production ready. It is looking at the web to find examples, I guess, of professional landing page design for 2025 and best practices. So this should be interesting to see what that actually looks like when this is done. Let's see here. So this is still working. This is still working as well. No, actually, this is done. So Lovable here is done. Google AI Studio is still running. And when it comes to Claude Code, this is still coming up with a plan. So it's not the fastest when it comes to Claude Code, but I mean, that's fine as well, unless you're in a hurry and you need to do something within a few minutes. So let's leave everything as is based on the plan it gave us, and I'm going to accept those edits. So this is now running in the background. Over here, this is AI Studio. So this seems to have finished. So now if we click services, we went to a different page. If we look at process, it came up with a 4-step process right here. And if we look at case studies, nice, we have those right there. So I like that. And if we look at this full screen, we have that right here. Cool. Leave full screen. If we look at Lovable, did it create services? Yep, it did. Again, my issue with Lovable is that it all looks the same. And I mean, AI assistant and chatbots. So I think it's literally copied what it had from here, which again is not a critique necessarily of Lovable, because we didn't really specify anything at all. It's just out of the box. What does it get you? About us, our story, our values. So it came up with some invented stuff right there. Then we have the contact right here. So I have a contact us form now. There's the phone, email, office, and then there's a call now. So this is a bit better now, I guess, with call now, rather than, what was before, it was schedule, which opens up the call. I mean, this is more an accurate description of what the user or where the user will end up. If we look at Claude Code, this is taking its time, right? It's also using a bunch of tokens here. We're at 10K plus tokens. So it is taking its time. With that said, it's quite more advanced in the sense that if this all happens, this thing, it's going to enhance the visuals, going to expand on the content sections, going to have advanced interactions, animations, scrolls, interactive ROI, calculator, professional copy, technical enhancements. So it's not just going to be, I think, pure HTML moving forward, trust and credibility, and then mobile optimization. So there's a lot more that I think this can do on the backend. One thing I also want to mention right here before we conclude this video is that with Google AI Studio and with Lovable, you can export directly to GitHub. So here I can connect GitHub and I can export my code to a GitHub repository. Same thing with Gemini 3. So I can save to GitHub and then I can sign into GitHub to continue. Over here, I can also download this directly. So theoretically, I can, if I open up a new project here, open project, let's create a new project here in documents, GitHub, let's call this Gemini 3 source, and I'll just go to downloads. I'm going to, where was I? Gemini 3 source. Let's open this up. So we can open up this right here. And if I go to downloads, I can put that next to automation, unzip that. So now in our Gemini 3 source, we should get that right here. So let's see here, we have our files right here. So put them in the right level. And if I now run Claude Code on this, opening up a new terminal, let's see, what is this project about? And let's see what we get right here. I'll export the project. In the meantime, this is still creating the landing page and writing the code. Interesting enough. And I mean, it's still working on index.html. So it should be interesting to see. This is the next AI automation, a landing page for a premium AI automation agency. It's a React plus TypeScript built with Vite that features a modern Great. Run this on localhost. So here what's interesting is that it's saying this app was created in AI Studio and can be run locally with npm run dev after setting up the Gemini API key. So this is expecting a Gemini API key right here in order to, I don't know, make changes, I guess. Not quite sure why you would need an API key when we have sort of a static page. But let's open this up in localhost and see if we can keep building on what we created over here in the web version. Okay, so this is running the server on my computer. So this is running on port 2001. And now, as you can see, this is, running locally right here. So if I then wanted to, I don't know, connect to a database, whether that's something local like SQLite, for example, or something else, I can build the foundations in Gemini 3 and then keep editing locally right here in Claude Code via Cursor or VS Code or whatever IDE you might be running. I'm still not sure why we need this, so why do I need that? In the meantime, okay, this created the production ready AI automation agency page. So let's go back here. And this is what we had before. If I refresh this, this now has, I guess a bit better looking. I like how this came when we sort of scrolled to the first, fifth of the page. It looks better than it was before. There's the animation. So with Claude Code, what it did, I think it did give this a huge revamp. There's the calculator that we saw. So if we have 20 employees, this is also interactive, changes based on this. Real business from, okay, cool. What our clients say, FAQs. So this is much better. And obviously, as I said at the beginning, I didn't specify pretty much any prompt. So it is expected that this wouldn't give me the output that maybe I have in my head. But it's also good to know what you are able to get out of the box with very little effort, trusted by leading companies, etc., etc. All that to say, these are all tools that you can use within your building development arsenal. So it's good to know what is available as well. So this is the final Gemini instance running locally on port 2001. This is what we created with Claude Code natively. And this is what Lovable created with 2 prompts as well. So again, it depends on the sort of project that you want to build. And my final thought is that having an idea, a clear idea of what you want to build is always important. It's good to use these tools as a sounding board and to build up what the plan is all about. But I also think that you can't expect it to create something or what you have in your head out of the box without going back and forth a few times, without having a clear plan. And more importantly, without having a sort of a review stage where you compare the stuff that was built with the stuff you had in mind at the very beginning. If there's a discrepancy between those 2 points, you will end up with results that aren't what you want. So that's always super important, in my opinion. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like and subscribe button so you don't miss future videos. And as well, if you want to make your business AI ready, check out the link in the description, because I am able to help you with that by going to the website in the description. And over there, you'll be able to fill in a few questions, and I'll send you a personalized report that shows you exactly whether your business is ready for AI adoption and what needs to happen for this to come true in your business. So check that out if that is something of interest to you. I'll speak to you in the next video. Have a great rest of your day.